What's up, fam? This is Legato from Omega Alpha. As you know, there are very few content creators on Twitter. So obviously, everything I say is 100% accurate, and you should only listen to me. The first section of this video is going to be me just dropping a ton of early projects on you that I have almost no information on. I guarantee that you have not heard of every single one. And the second section is going to be me going into a little bit more detail, a little more juicy info, maybe show you some cool trailers and gameplay, and dive in a little bit deeper. The market's been kind of boring for the most part, but there's a ton of people farming Fantasy Top, Zentree, Blast, literally everybody and their mother. Mom, how do you have more Blast Gold than me? So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, early project number 1, ORBI'S Breath, less than 100 followers right now. It's a game. Mom, you didn't tell me it was too early to talk about that one. All right, I'll skip to the next one. I'll cut this part out. Okay, the real first project I'm gonna talk about is Alive. Alive Lab has like 500 followers. I know almost 100 of them. Founders, CMs, alpha dealers. But do I know anything else? Nope. Another early one, Jin Anomaly. 512 followers right now. Roguelite dungeon crawler mixed with Asian mythical lore, cyberpunk themes, and guess what? That's about all I know. But with a chunk of early gameplay and a lot of early followers, that's enough for me. Next up is Moon Zero HQ. The reason why it's on my radar is because Patrick Dang follows it. And not only follows it, but is involved with it. You might remember Parallax from months and months ago. Patrick used to make a ton of NFT content, but then he kind of disappeared. And it looks like the Zeely quests for Moon Zero just started. So who knows? Next early project is DREMICA. Honestly, this one probably doesn't fall into the category of early. I just didn't really dive into it. It's an MMORPG. It has a chunk of early gameplay footage on Twitter that you can see. And I think they literally just let the first 50 players into the game like 2 weeks ago. Again, I didn't really dive in. You can find character, monster, concept art, and other info on Twitter. And they started to do some AMAs recently, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Back to ultra early, The Summoning. All we have is that picture and the bio soon. Is it new? Yes. Does it have a chunk of followers? I know, but I know absolutely nothing else? Also yes. Next up is Cup Friends, Ordinal's project, about 2,300 followers. Art looks cool. It's been floating around in some Cabal chats that I'm in. They posted a thread a few days ago that goes into more information about their plans, IPs, all that stuff. So if you're interested, check it out. Here's another one that I still think is pretty early, Rain. It's a third-person MOBA game. They claim to have AAA devs. It's on Unreal Engine 5, blockchain, Web3, all that good stuff you want to hear. Apparently the team is doxed and this project's starting to make its rounds in various alpha groups now. As of recording this, there's no other info as far as blockchain or anything else. So let's see what happens. Another quick early one is City Shadows. About 1,300 followers. No information, just some cool visuals. A lot of big names following this early, but it has an Exterio badge. And if it's related to Exterio, it's on my radar. That's it for the first section. As you can see, my video editing is... So get excited about the second section of this video. Let's go. First up on this section is Shadow War. In my opinion, this one's probably going to be a banger. They've had over 200K signups. They raised $5 million. There's a ton of video footage, trailers, and everything like that. What I'm showing you right now is actually some clips of their most recent gameplay. They have a playtest coming up at the end of this month as well. They're backed by Momentum 6, Cogitant, and a lot of big name followers are all over this one. It's a 444 supply, free mint, and they've had some really big partnerships. It's a 5v5 hybrid action game, and it looks pretty awesome. What's also cool is that it's already been on Steam, and it's launching on Xboard with Everreach by the end of this month. So add in-game perks, future airdrops, and guaranteed free access to all future mints. It's kind of a no-brainer if you can get your hands on this one. Next up, I want to talk about the Forbes Legacy points. If you haven't heard about Forbes, I literally don't even know what planet you're on, and they're trying to make a splash in the Web3 space. You can get a link from their Twitter right now. There's an application for the allow list, and it definitely has some cool perks, especially if you're a content creator, builder, or really trying to make a difference in this space. You get a VIP ticket to the Under 30 Summit, access to private events, your name in a magazine, you get voting rights for the new Web3 Forbes list, Forbes crypto newsletter, and they've been doing some AMAs and Twitter spaces with some big names, you know, like Neo Tokyo and Omega Alpha. You like that? Shameless plug. But seriously, I'm doing an AMA with them in 2 days, so come check it out. And the one thing I haven't heard mentioned is that this gives you access to curated NFT drops in the future. And the first curated project is going to be an upcoming collaboration with Harto. He's the artist behind the ORBI'S project Floriforms, which did really well. So I'm excited to see what Forbes brings to the table in Web3. This one looks pretty cool and is backed by ANOMALY brands. DARKTIMES. They've announced some big partnerships lately, including Yield Guild, Xborg, and it's built by ANOMALY brand's VIP gaming studio, Blowfish. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't dig around in too much detail. I just watched this trailer, the quality of it. I don't know, I'm a gamer, I don't know what to say. This looks dope. If this is any indication of the quality that this game is gonna be, it is 100% up my alley. I mean, look at Blade of God and some of these other games where if you can really release a killer playtest or teaser gameplay, things can go really, really well. So if you wanna get involved, you can go to their website right here and sign up for early access. I know I am. Here's a gaming one I want to mention, SPELLBORNE, a monster-catching MMORPG by Mon Studios HQ. It's old school retro style. You can see a ton of gameplay all over Twitter. It's supposedly coming to iOS, Android, and PC. But what stands out to me about this one is that there is a ton of UGC gameplay footage, people playing it, talking about it, writing wikis for it. I mean, people are literally making videos about the various types of items and farming and things that you can do in the game, flowcharts. I haven't played this game myself, but as a big gamer, I'll tell you right now, if I don't enjoy playing something, I'm sure as hell not talking about it. So for that reason alone, I'm going to keep an eye on SPELLBORNE. Also, they've been around for a really long time. This is the OpenSea for their apartments NFT. It has over 1,000 total ETH trading volume. The floor is almost 0.4, and there's a lot of recent activity. It's coming soon on the Epic Game Store, so again, I'm gonna watch it. Next up is Zone 9. This one is a zombie survival Web3 game. It's got a Twitter badge from Ancient 8, which is a gaming-based blockchain, which has been making some waves recently. I always like to see big partners and big connections in any type of upcoming NFT project, but even more so with games. You can check out some footage on their Twitter, and what's got me the most excited is this part right here, because this looks like it's actual gameplay footage. It kind of reminds me of Last of Us a little bit, so I want to definitely see how this plays out. I know it's a 999 free mint, and they're introducing some AI into their NPCs, and I'm sure they're going to release more info. Zone 9's on my radar for sure. Next up is another game, SHUTDOWN. The sci-fi gaming universe coming to PC and mobile. You can check out their Twitter for gameplay footage, this trailer right here, and some other info. It's built on the Unreal Engine. This right here, what you're seeing, is actually the website, which is really cool. It has a list of all their investors: Morningstar, Atesis, Yield Guild Games. I didn't have time to play it myself, but it looks like you can download it right now on Hyperplay. But the gameplay footage itself looks pretty good. This is totally something I would play with my friends, while we're all on voice talking about our favorite condiments and sandwiches. That's what you guys talk about when you play video games too, right? I know this one's also supposed to be a free mint. I think it's been under development for like 5 years or something like that, so definitely looks cool enough for me to want to play it. Here's one I just learned about recently that I want to mention. CHIBI Clash, fantasy gaming universe, backed by Polygon, but on the base blockchain. It's a survival browser game and a mobile auto battle. Powered by AI, token launch is supposed to be Q2. I mean, this definitely looks like something that could catch fire if it's good. So I'm adding this one to the list of projects I'm going to keep an eye on. I want to mention Stream real fast. It's backed by ANOMALY brands. It's actually the third ecosystem project ANOMALY has been involved with. Mochaverse, Open Campus, and now Stream. As you can probably guess by the name, it's all about empowering creators. They had a big announcement recently where they partnered with the Zeras, and the whole idea is to basically have a system and platform set up for creators to have a monetization level. So they get paid and compensated based on what they do. It works out for them, it works out for their audience. And if there's any Web3 powerhouse that has the ability to make this thing come together, it's ANOMALY, so Stream's on my radar. Have you noticed a theme today? We're talking about a lot of gaming. This one's FABLEBORNE. It's an action RPG strategy game for mobile, free to play, and as my homie Avalanche mentioned in his thread here, they've already raised almost 8 million. Their core team is super stacked, so it's definitely something that I'm going to keep my eye on. If you want to learn more about it or sign up for their closed alpha, you can do so right now on the website. And I'm not going to lie, when I see big names behind something, it usually means it has a lot of potential. And you know who likes potential? Me. Last one real quick is The Mob. Ordinal's project. Nymos here is the founder. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Their Twitter has some pretty cool art. I just always like to see that because it means somebody put time into it. Collaborations just opened. Shout out to the Conduct 3 homies. And their website's really cool. The color scheme, the vibes. They already got questing available on their website. It's still pretty early in my book and has that look where it might pop off. So let's see what happens. And boom, you made it to the end of the video. As you know, I take myself in Web3 very seriously. I'm literally drinking something called ball. But seriously, I appreciate all the support, likes, follows, postcards, autograph requests, all that stuff. I'm gonna make sure to put a link for every project below so you can check it out since I moved kind of fast with some of them. Full disclosure, my community Omega Alpha did get whitelists for most of the projects mentioned here. And if we didn't yet, I damn sure I'm gonna be in your project Twitter DMs. But like anything related to NFTs and cryptos, I sound like a 40-year-old. Ah, crap, I'm almost 40. You always gotta do your own research. Don't gamble, I mean invest, with money that you can't afford to lose. And remember, when you see all those people sharing their hundreds and thousands of dollars of gains on Twitter, they're neglecting to mention the fact that they probably lost almost the same amount as well. So don't let that discourage you. And if it helps, just keep listening to this video while you sleep. My majestic voice has been known to resolve stress. And on that note, peace out.